Hello my friends and Sin Citizens, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have 3 easy DIYs for you guys, and they're all super cute. The first one was inspired by the K-drama Dodo Soso Lala Soul. I thought that drama was so cute. First of all, the main character, who was played by Go Ara, was wearing these super cute giant scrunchies. And since scrunchies are super easy to make, I thought that these giant cloud scrunchies is something that I could show you guys how to DIY. The second DIY that I have for you guys are mask chains, which I've been wearing one for a while. These are super easy to make, and it only takes about a minute, if even that, to complete one. But I think it's really convenient because now that we know we'll be wearing masks for quite some time, at least for probably for the rest of the year, I think it's really convenient to have a mask chain. So then if you go out to eat or something, you can just pop off your mask and let it hang around your neck, so then you don't have to put it anywhere dirty, like on the table, and also you won't lose your mask. And then the third DIY that I have for you guys are these cute reusable fruit bags that you can use when you go grocery shopping. I got them from IKEA, so you know they're super cheap already, but I amped them up a little by using a dip dye technique. And this was inspired by some bags that I saw at Anthropologie, which were way too overpriced, of course, because it's Anthropologie, but they look exactly the same and is for a fraction of the cost. So if you're interested in doing any of these DIYs, then keep on watching. For this DIY, you'll need a sewing machine, fabric scissors, a 1/4 yard of fabric, I use chiffon, a 1/2 inch wide braided elastic, I got a nude white color since the fabric is see-through, and thread that matches the fabric color. If you only got a 1/4 yard of fabric, you can skip the first step, but I got a 1/2 yard so I can make multiple scrunchies, so I cut this piece of fabric in half and also trimmed off the ends. Next, fold the material in half the long way because we will be making a long tube. I pinned together the edges to make it easier when I sew. Next, with the largest seam allowance, sew a straight stitch down the entire length of the fabric and don't forget to backstitch. Now that you're done sewing, you can turn the tube inside out so that the seams are on the inside. For the next step, there are 2 options depending on what's easier for you. For the first way, cut a piece of elastic that is a little longer than the size of your wrist and string it through the tube you just sewed. Pin the piece of elastic together and sew an X with 2 straight stitches across the elastic. You can sew another stitch for added security. Then we have to close the scrunchie, so connect the right sides of the scrunchie ends and straight stitch as far as you can go. Make sure you don't get other parts of the fabric caught under since you are sewing a circle. When you can't sew anymore without getting fabric caught under, hand stitch the rest of the fabric ends to close the gap. For the second method, which I think is easier, you'll want to sew the ends first. Again, put the right sides together and sew a straight stitch until you can't sew anymore without getting the fabric caught under. Then you'll want to string the elastic through. I found this easiest by scrunching the fabric up on one side around my thumbs and then threading the elastic through. So straight stitches across the elastic to create an X pattern and then hand stitch the hole closed. Voila! You now have a super cute cloud scrunchie, and this method can be used to sew any scrunchie that you would like. You can mix up your scrunchie game by experimenting with different lengths, widths, and fabrics. For the mask chains DIY, you'll need thin or needle nose pliers, necklaces or jewelry chain link, and lobster claws with jump rings. I bought these necklaces from Hobby Lobby, but you could also cut pieces of chain link to your desired length. I'm removing the lobster claw that came on the necklace because I want my ends to match, but you could leave it if you don't care. Then I took off the chain from the other end. You should be able to bend the jump rings open with the pliers. Next, connect a jump ring and lobster claw to one end and pinch the jump ring closed with the pliers. Repeat to the other end. And that's it. Super simple. Here's another example. So convenient, and you can make multiple for different outfits. For the mesh bag DIY, you'll need a Kungsford bag from IKEA or similar, and fabric dye. I used red liquid dye in teal and rose quartz. I mixed the liquid dye in this mason jar according to the directions on the bottle, and then only dipped half the bag into the jar and waited 30 minutes. Then I rinsed and baby shampooed it in the sink to make sure none of the color would transfer. Then I repeated with the teal dye. I believe the Anthropologie ones were around $18 to $20 and are also not sold anymore, so this is a cheap dupe and you can make whatever color you want. Also, as an FYI, I went to Daiso today and I also saw that they're selling similar bags there, so you can get one for $1.50, and the liquid dye was around $5, so you can make multiple bags for all your friends and family. So I hope you guys enjoyed this DIY, and as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!